Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sognsdal Saga series of Crusader Kings 3 here on the Lord Master channel, in which I honestly forgot what is the number of this episode at this point, but the point is, this is the episode of great importance, because in the previous episode we have reformed the faith now, which of course it's not too radically reformed. We just only changed one tenet from one to unrelenting faith for defensive reasons. Even though not everybody follows our faith this way, as many of the old faithful there, well, they're still prominent in many of those places. But we are trying to change that. And speaking of change, we also switched the doctrine from male dominant to equal, so that way we can have female counselors, because there are some really talented people that we need in our council. And missionaries are allowed, which is at their behest if they wish to spread their faith to other areas. Yeah. There's no such thing as bastards. They're all equally legitimate. And also we toned down on what is considered criminal. Because, we say that same-sex relations, deviancy, and witchcraft are not criminal anymore, but they are shunned. It's like, yes, it may be a sin, but it's not worth of throwing somebody in prison because there are not that many of them. But adultery is still a crime to us. Those deserve to go to prison, and then later be ransomed to say, hey, you give me a hook, and then, force to vote for your election. And close kin is still criminal because murder is murder. And I am the head of faith, whereas the founder of that was our great father, who's a father of not only to me, but to many of the new faith that he created. He was 88 years old, longest lived ruler in our dynasty's history. Whereas for me, Edo, I've only been ruling for 2 years now, although I'm not expected to rule for long. But I will say that I will do my best to keep this country together. And my son Bjorn, who is going to be turning 16 in 2 years, he will be another one of the greats. But he'll be one of intrigue rather than martial, which he's already got the martial for him. But the intrigue suits him well for different reasons. Plus, we're all of divine blood, started by my father, the Savior. Eek, what else? Yes. This is also going to be the episode where we will re-establish an outpost, build an outpost to Vinland. Because we found out recently that there are already 5 outposts in Vinland. But keep in mind, these outposts may be considered temporary. Because if we were to establish a permanent colony in the far future, outposts no longer have a chance of failing each year. If we want to build an outpost now, the viability is 45. It's 42% chance of success, so give it 2 years and we'll give it a go. We'll attempt to build an outpost. If you fail, then that's it from me, then it'll be someone else's turn. I hope we can support all that. So, as I said, for each of the Vinland outposts, as there's 5. Each of them that exists, its resilience and networks will decrease by the following amount. 3 in the marginalization phase for the max of 10, 2 in the subsistence phase to the max of 8, 1 in other 5 other phases in the colonization agreement, or it's been resolved with a good ending to the maximum of 5. So, I mean, we have already concluded the colonization of Greenland a few episodes ago. So as I say, give it 2 years and then I will give it a go to attempt to build an outpost there. If we fail, oh well, we'll try again in 10 years. And then we'll do our damnedest to support it. So for now, we'll wait. Illustrious, remember that. And a viability to 80? How's that gonna do? My health, I'm feeling fine. Thanks for asking. So, let's get going with this. Yeah, you know the usual bit. I was just writing the reply to somebody I'm in the middle of the chat of. These are all populist factions, but there are no, you know, vassal factions. Which is, again, my aim is to get more prestige and all that. Matching blades. Kroger Snorio of Scotland, a devotee of the blade just as me, has approached me, wishing to engage in some friendly swagger, possibly conversation to our favorite topic. Well, I've been under quite a bit of stress lately. But I'll say an exit proposal. An Epitaph, I'll play. You know, they tell me I need books to prove my smartness, pontificates my father. But I think it's pretty clear right now that I'm not such a lout. Mastermind makes me unbeatable. Well, match marches on. Good Mundo continuing. A decent move. Firm grip. My technique's currently cunningly full level. I'm beating him handed though. Neither of us close to it. Why, Odin, you've won all. We already won, okay? So just finish it already. You got it. Love to play again sometime. Made a friend. Bonded after playing those board games together. Viability is 48. Man of all. Old age, he was 71. I I need someone who's good at just about every skill there is. And I'll have that man right there. Again, not too old to have any more children, but it's nice to have somebody by my side. See, the resilience of the networks is high enough where it can't go down, even if there's, you know, like, how many outposts again? 5. If we attempt to build it now, it's 46%. Just wait. Many aspiring preachers travel every day to his temple, seeking guidance from his esteemed priest. He's become famous for his unwavering resolve and fearlessness, whether it's about hunting down a wild beast or face heretics and blasphemers. He's always ready and eager to charge his enemies head on. It's because bravery is a virtue in our religion. Can't we get someone better? I'll take you. Sixth and June. Remember that. You know, mineralism, of course. Oh yes. There we go. Here's the maritime mercantilism tradition. Now, each coastal holdings in these counties of this culture provide additional plus tax. We can't have that right now, can we? Actually, please wait. Still no. How much prestige does it cost to place the equal? Why the hell not? As I said, this defeats the purpose of having shield maidens. Because, as it says, characters of this culture may become shield maidens if their faith's gender doctrines are biased against them. So, both men and women can be commanders, I think. This is only due to the fact that our religion is, states that all men and women are equal. Doesn't cost you prestige to do such a thing. And in future, doesn't cost you any, as long as they care about the level of fame, not the amount of prestige that you have. I never expected to grow as close to Snorri as I've done in the past few years. On multiple occasions, proven himself to be a reliable, forthright man. My only best interests at heart. I know I'm shy, but sometimes you gotta have a few friends. Funny thought. Monthly prestige per powerful vassal on the council. Except there ain't none of that. There's only, well, all but one. I'm 60 years old and I'm still feeling fine. Oh well, challenge. All I'm saying, is that skis are fun even without hunting. Should be unusual to ski for the joy of it, not just the utility drawn sound. Yes sir, how can I be? I feel like I've been in this conversation for my entire life. The man's obsessed. We should give it a try now, while the snow is thick and fresh. There's a steep hill not far from here. I bet I could reach the bottom before you and we'll both have a great time. He's Swedish, so he knows anything about skis. Unusual, I accept. It's close, but I win. I'm not gonna push any of your claims. Get out of here. Again, funny thoughts in the head continued to come up. Down here. Although I may have to change the law here. Such as other faiths unwelcome. Because the old faith are many and we want to drive them out when we start converting more and more to our new religion. If the people are willing to accept it. If not, I am going to expel them. Look! It can go above 50 now. Well, I'll be damned. But I want a 50-50 shot. Okay, next year. We promise. Next year. So, since it's going to keep going up and up and up, I think we might be very close to... Well, we got to establish an outpost first. Before anybody else does, so... 1073 will be the year that we'll establish the outpost in Vinland. And then we gotta support it. And we gotta keep supporting it at all times. And then and only then, we hope that the Sognsdal Dynasty will establish the outpost. No, god dog it. The colony there. And then I will end that series on a high note. Because I am so ready to put this series to bed and take a break for about a good couple of weeks or so, and then I will tell you people what my future plan for Crusader Kings 3 and the Lord Mass channel is. But one thing's for certain, that one will feature its brand new DLC coming next month. Tours and Tournaments. Again, I really look forward to starting the next series, and after when this series is finished, during that whole down period, I will still be doing the other video series that I took a slight hiatus on, and that's to do that ongoing Imperatorum Invictus series with Sogdia. Now, a strange noise. I arrived back at my castle a long, lonely walk. Another year passed, another year older. I was born this day 61 years ago. The older I get, the more I cherish relationships and cultivate over years. So it saddens me I have not heard from my husband or any of my friends today. I trudge along to my chambers, loneliness impeding my lazy feet, when I hear a clang and hushed whispers from down the hallway. And also I hear flames in the background, so what's the quickest escape? Repel from the window. It's because I'm shy. I don't usually get that option now because I don't like playing as shy characters, but get out of here. You can hear flames in the distance. It's like, get out of here, there's a fire. And people who are waiting is like, oh, she never came for her birthday gift and all that. With his tutelage coming of age, my tuition of Bjorn is at an end. With sufficient tutelage, even a child is displayed little natural inclination towards careful planning, such as Bjorn can always truly understand his use. He now knows a lot of ways to get what he wants. Most importantly, he is highly aware of the political implications of those wants. They grow up so fast. He's an analytic antagonist. Patient, fickle, vengeful. He's not a military man, but he's still got good enough to serve as one of the things. And whenever it's time to send an expedition west, which will be, still a couple of years away, I'm going to send you out of there. And remember, next year, build an outpost. I want an above 50% shot at this. And I'll see what I can to support it. As a loud belch echoes through the dining hall, all conversation abruptly ceases. My, Bedesgidia pats her stomach and grins. Better out than in, me dad always said. Various courtiers exchange incredulous glances before they can take. Looks directly at exclaims, Mike, sorry. I don't know why, my Kisari. Kisariena. I mean, I'm not sure to pronounce that. But anyways, that was wholly inappropriate. Certainly, you must agree. Problem or not, we will learn proper manners. I know what I'm going to spend my money on. I have not done so yet. Let's go to a pilgrimage. Go far. Yeah, for more prestige. Thank you for being generous, for sending me this gift. Then after this pilgrimage, we go raiding. To Rome, perhaps. Which is now our favorite place to raid. Lost. Could have sworn that this was supposed to be the path onwards. None of my companions, so I managed to find our way back to pilgrimage. Are we even looking at the right stars at night? Feels as if we've been wasting weeks. Must find a guide, no matter cost. When we can afford it too. Awake to the noise of chaos at the camp, but it only takes a few moments to realize what's happening. We are under attack. Bandits swarm our tents and wagons while the guards do what they can to resist. Where's my sword? I'll drive these dogs away. And did. Finally here, body and soul, the great temple of Kiev. As the whole gold dig, obviously blessings are reflect on everything that had to happen for the gods to bring here at this moment in time. I have walked the holy path. What did you say to me, brother-in-law? Journey's been a long one, but I've finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the Hofgodar treat me. I've undergone the journey of a holy woman, and they insist it has changed something about me where I can see myself or not. It's good to be home. Ocean waters rage and rage and rage around me in my dream, a maddening array of raw force of nature's destruction, and I am unraveled, helplessly, as I'm at nature's mercy. What is humanity but a speck in the cosmos when compared to all this? Even this I shall overcome. To quarantine or not? Over here, a scholar and a merchant debate the merits of quarantines during plagues. The scholar says that wise men and physicians have always advised that those with contagious diseases must be kept away from the healthy. The merchant says isolated communities will destroy trade opportunities and render the settlements impotent and weak. What do I think? Well, I do need a little bit of speech. Living in fear is a silly idea. We just have to trust in fear. Contrary to pop history, depictions of medieval people as stupid, educated scholars, physicians, and leaders of the time utilized variety of methods to combat pandemics, including quarantines. Quarantine comes from the Venetian word quarantena, meaning 40 days, as the Republic of Venice enforced 40-day isolation of any arriving ships or people during the Black Plague. It has not improved. There's 5 outposts. Let's give it a go. To many, settling Vinland is not a particularly promising prospect, given it is far away and lacking profitable resources. Regardless, it will take a lot of effort to establish a permanent presence in Vinland, but maybe I can find some settlers up to the challenge. 51% chance of succeeding. If the settlers you sent to Vinland succeed, your dynasty will receive the Vinland Outpost modifier. There will be a slight increase or decrease to annual bonuses from your Greenland estate depending on the struggle phase of colonization agreement. You'll have access to the decision to support Vinland, and expeditions to Vinland will cost less. If successful, Vinland's viability will increase, but Greenland's resilience and networks will decrease. If this attempt fails, all these values will decrease. Greenland's resilience and networks will decrease every year to each Vinland outpost that is active. So we'll be the 6th one now. As a reminder for you people, although we have archaeological evidence of a Norse presence in Lance of Meadows in Newfoundland, it was not a full-fledged settlement, and more a glorified pit stop to repair ships and tools and restock on supplies. Contrary to pop history portrayals of Leif Erikson and his oak as the equivalents of Viking conquistadors, it is likely that the Norse saw little use in settling Vinland. It was far away from even Greenland, and had a few useful resources to offer. Any attempt to colonize Vinland would have also drained the limited resources and manpower needed in the much more lucrative Greenland settlements. This is my only shot in this character's life. It costs you 150. I love big risks. Let's do this. Vinland is the dream that I will fulfill. I have not been swayed by pathetic arguments about the costliness or risks involved in sailing to this fabled land thousands of miles away, or how doing so will burden Greenland's community. Vinland is fertile land, perfect for settling, even if it does not have much in the way of valuable resources. I've been able to recruit a few settlers who agree with me, and are eager to prove their bravery and resourcefulness. They will have established a smaller outpost first in this foreign land. Doing so will allow us to set up a base of operations in Vinland for future activity in the region. In the future, perhaps the outposts grow into a proper settlement. I wish them the best of luck. This endeavor will take about a year to complete. Best of luck to you all. Now, let's go raid. Uh-oh. There is no rating anymore. It's not there. Because we reformed the faith, I see. But, oh, what about cultural traditions? Well, we do not have the ability to raid anymore. The only way to get out of peace is to go to war. Well, let's try to connect this, so we'll be fighting against Munster. But first, how many troops do they have? How are you separated from all this? In a holy war for the Duchy of Mercia. First potential target. An independent realm. Which they're getting besieged right now. Bad move, I add. They have a holy order. So they're getting beaten in a holy war. We'll fight against them soon. Right, we do not have the ability to raid anymore. Instead, we have to rely on our own taxation. A killing weapon of fame. My lady, did you hear the news? My antiquated modern process. The fame of Edo Edo's sword of the Valknut of Judgment reaches far and wide. It keeps growing. Everybody speaks of admiration for the invincible weapon that cuts down enemies as easily as flowers in the field, and is a glorious owner. It is now a renowned weapon. This weapon has started gaining some fame from the many battles won. This sword has been around since nearly the very beginning of this series. Because we have to remind ourselves that this is a wrought iron sword of fine craftsmanship. Everything in its construction serves a purpose, and its lack of opulent pretense gives the owner a strict, utilitarian aura. A tiny but elegant description right inside. Dedicated to a stalwart friend, Gyda, who was the sister of Astrid, the founder of it's not necessarily, I mean, it was Bjorn, daughter. God dog it. Bjorn, father of Astrid, is the founder of the dynasty. He was the clan leader, and Astrid is the one who had this sword made. And a branch of the sacred tree at the temple of Uppsala, which is a relic of our faith, is embedded inside the handle. And having been used in at least 15 victories on the battlefield, this weapon is renowned for showing the true valor of its owners. Yes, created by David for Astrid way back in 869. So this sword is 200 years old, and it's still as sharp as ever. Just a fraction of them then. And the economics is less than half of yours. Well, bear in mind, it's tribal. Do not underestimate them. So in this case, this symbol here. And we'll start a little war. It can be a holy war if you wish, but I prefer conquest. This is just to connect the lands, finally. It's going to cost you a lot, so have at it. Your objective, take this, and the other place is up there. You hold it. I wouldn't mind having possession of Stonehenge myself. So I will take personal control of this county when it's taken. Chase the army down. Ruling the multicultural North Sea Empire comes with its own set of challenges. Foreign subjects often feel alienated when they cannot speak their native tongue and court pleading resentment. He suggests that I could significantly improve relations with my subjects by learning to speak their language alongside my own. Well, time to hit the books. After many long weeks of study, I have a solid grasp of the fundamentals of the Greek language. With continued practice, my fluency will improve, but even a basic understanding is proven relations with my subjects. Time well spent. No need to change their culture. News from Vinland. Today I received news about a recent attempt to establish an outpost in Vinland. Fortunately, the naysayers have been proven wrong, for now. The small band of settlers that I sent to bountiful Vinland have successfully established a small outpost. Perhaps we can even plan on founding a true permanent settlement one day. But I shouldn't jump ahead of myself. The naysayers are correct, at least, that this has been costly. We need to make sure that this outpost develops nicely, so that the resources we dedicate to this venture so far were not spent in vain. We'll see what happens next. VIET has established an outpost in Vinland in the name of our great dynasty, the Sognsdal. It is her hope that we can use this as a springboard for ambitions in this distant land of legends and myths. Of course, there are quite a number of people who are skeptical whether such a venture will do in the long term. While Vinland is a lush and fertile land, it is also extremely far from even Greenland, which is itself already far from civilization and lacking in many profitable resources. We can only hope that the Sognsdal will prevail at the end, and that this Vinland outpost succeeds. Settling in Vinland is a costly, risky, and foolish endeavor. Currently, it is home to 6 outposts. It would be nice to support these outposts, but Vinland is so distant it has little practical value. So it's be a waste of resources better spent on a more lucrative Greenland, right? There's a chance your support will not make it to Vinland, especially if the Greenland's resilience is low, which it isn't. The various forms of support will grant you boons like prestige, piety, or other beneficial modifiers. More importantly, they increase Vinland's viability. However, they also decrease both Greenland's resilience and networks. Sending support is costlier if Greenland's resilience is low, and if the colonization of Greenland is currently in subsistence in marginalization phases, but it's already concluded. I need more prestige, so construct base camps. Frontier stations for trade, exploration, and battle. That's what it needs. It'll increase Vinland's vibe by a random amount up to 4 if it's successful. This is crucial aid for Vinland. Our frontier settlements in fabled Vinland are even more remote, even smaller than those of Greenland, and such need a lot of support. It is ironic, despite Vinland's bounty, our settlers there rely heavily on shipments from and people from Greenland to survive. I've thus sent a ship of supplies and workers for the purpose of constructing some base camps in Vinland. Due to its great distance, Vinland is little explored. If we are to establish ourselves in that land, we should build little stations along the coastline to provide explorers with a place to repair their ships and tools, rest from traveling, and so on. While our presence in Vinland admittedly puts a heavy burden on our existing Greenland colony, I hope it'll be worth it in the long run. May our ships there arrive there swiftly and safely. You better hope so. Otherwise it's going to be hell to pay. Vinland's viability is still 51. Good news. The ships we sent to Vinland have arrived there safe and sound. Now I know there are those who question my decision to send aid to Vinland, as I could have sent ships to Greenland itself, which also needs support, but is much more economically viable than Vinland. Still, I believe I made this the right choice, even if it's not probable. Vinland is important to me, and I want to see it succeed. Let's hope that our efforts will not be in vain. Viability went up 4, so now it's up to 55. Okay, now send support to Greenland. It needs resilience. I step out of my tent, the siege camp sprawls upon a haphazard cluster of canvas, wooden stakes, and trampled muddy earth. Flags and standards flutter in the fading light. People bustle about loading mules and checkered supplies. A thin column of smoke climbs above the camp, and the smell of cookie fires fills the air. My Lord Retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. Got my bodyguards head to the edge of the camp. Out of Siriusburg stands for me. A bonfire, a flaming timber. In the fields between, the dead and dying groan and burn, disfigured by flames. Bones crack and crumble under my feet. Grieving widows wail under the open sky. Let's have a limited looting. Let's bait them up. And chase them out of there. Aid arrives in Greenland. That'll get the resilience back up. You gotta be smart here. I will hold the court after the war. We'll miss you down at the guards. You adulterer. I don't want money. Do me a favor. Since you are from England, you already did that, okay. And everybody's voting. I exit my tent. The siege camp sprawls up before me. A jumble of tents and archery lanes, campfires and campfire smoke, canvas and oil tosses, flags and banner fly in the damp wind, bright colors mixing hopelessly in the gray rain. It smells of smoke and sweat and horse dung. My low retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. Hell of Belcasta stands before me. A ravaged landscape. Between here and there, a carpet of fallen bodies, soon to be fetid in the heat of the sun. Windows are shuttered or smashed. Lofty doors wide warp on the rusty hinges, torn off their hinges, and entering a cobstone in fragments. Grass, stones, and mortar shoot from roofs and chimneys. Survivors stumble about, bereft of hope and joy. A wailing chorus arrives from the charred remains of land. I hear it everywhere, even as I watch the wounded being herded to the carts. We have the objective. We got what we wanted. But now let's defeat them one more time. And take 2 more areas. We'll split our armies for supply reasons. Maybe I could catch him faster. I have this thing here. We'll catch him. I shouldn't be leading an army, but damn it, we gotta get rid of him. Because that was a mercenary band. Now let's go fend them off out there as well. And then after that, split our armies. Split. And you two will split again. There. 55. 55 out of 80. Keep that well in mind. I exit my tent. Siege camp sprawls up before me. A grey knot of men in smoky torches. Pennants and pennants of every color wave stiffly back and forth in persistent wind. Brazier smoke and guttering flames light the scene to a flickering orange glow. The soldiers sit around holding tankards of meat, lots of small talk and camaraderie. Smoke from the fires drifts and fills the air, and the smell of cooking on spits by the bonfire grows stronger. My Lord with approaches informs that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards head to the edge of camp. Herald of Winchester, Chester, stands for me, a disordered pile of rubble and debris. Between here and there, bodies charred and rotting and broken, moldering in fields. Vultures circle overhead. Shock survivors stumble around, dazed by destruction and blood loss. Imprison everyone you see them. After getting a little too close to the action when besieging, I found myself caught with a nasty gash across my face by the tip of an arrow from a lucky foe. I've had worse, but it's certainly not a pleasant feeling. Wandering back to the main camp under the cover of a shield, I stand next to a tacky-looking makeshift catapult, and watch as it launches a ball of rocks towards the lucky archer hit me. Smiling for a second in revenge while wincing in pain from the movement of the car on my face, I glance back at the siege weapon. In the future, maybe I should evaluate my positioning or equipment that sieges. Lucky shot. Do I not have a physician? Or anybody for that matter. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Why would you want to make yourself severely wounded? Just say, let the physician take care of that. Get down here. We got a resupply here. You take care of them. You begin the siege. Just keep them away from the objectives. That's your job. We'll let the war score tick up in the meantime. We'll get it. Listen, I would like to revoke it, but it'll have a little bit of tyranny. But I want to control this land, so I say you get out. Is this the wrong county? Oh, I didn't want that. But if you do that again, that's more tyranny for you. Okay, what does this have then? Strategic marches. Offasdyke, which is a long ditch flanked by a wall of earth, was constructed by the Anglo-Saxon King of Mercia to defend the border towards Wales. This raised earthwork offers an advantage to whoever stands on the side of the wall, as any attackers will have to fight an uphill battle from the ditch. Rooted scary. Purchase a truce, give me the money. No need for that. Is it truly tyranny in the eyes? Yeah, it is, but there's a big drop in tyranny reduction. So, you'll be fine. Well, actually, I'm not fine. I'm wounded. I could have treated myself, but I would have made it worse, and that would have been a premature end to my rule. I've come to the realization that I've never determined a personal deity. You stay there. My stewardship's 22 is 9. He's a berserker now. Whew. Oh, I was just stretching all that. Somebody ought to go get you soon. A lot of people dying in prisons. Not my problem. $55. We gotta keep supporting all this. There's too many damn outposts now. Oh, now there's another one. Now there's 7 outposts. I was supposed to hold court after this war, I just recalled his words, but hey, I'm actually recovered from my wounds. So I'm feeling fine now. But I would like to live a few more years. So I can, well, give it 2 years. In 2 years, send my son out so he can go explore. My man. Gave me a concubine. A male concubine to me. Even though I'm too old to have children at this point. But a concubine, nonetheless. Sure. Whatever you may need, we'll be there, because we live by the border. very close to you. Scandinavian feudalism. There you have it. Go for manorialism. No, we've got to get rid of those regiments of range veterans because we found something that is basically an improved version. Compare and contrast. 65, 39, 10. 73, 39, but no pursuit, unfortunately. Maintenance cost is the same. But they do better in hills, mountains, and things, whereas they do on farmlands, plains, and hills. The range veterans counter against spearmen heavy cavalry. This spearmen heavy cavalry and heavy infantry. So these Nordic wars, heavily armed and carrying giant axes in Western European style called Ulbodshire. It has a fierce spirit and is well armed. Give me 2 of those regiments. I'm just gonna be spending big on those. Now nobody should dare beat us in melee combat ever again. Huh? Now my health is poor. Not long now. Haga bursts my room, fuming like a pot of boil. It's coming off him and is slightly intimidating. This is unacceptable! The way he acts. Maru is such a fiend. Wilson serious results. Can't you do something? Yeah, I can sort of this out, but need to try carefully. Is it because he's a male concubine? Because he's a lunatic and he's been recently tortured? That man's gone through some shit, alright? So again, calm down. Go talk to him. They have a good relationship. Told I have children anyway, so calm down, will you? No change in the viability. Guess it's up to everybody at this point. We just have to keep supporting Vinland every 5 years. And explore Vinland as well. Which we'll do that next year. We're very far away from that, but I would love to get the last. Cards! Edgar's done it again. fussy with fashion. Ever so attentive, my lady-in-waiting bookkeeper is at my heels to ensure both conductor present as so appropriately echo. My lady, please stand still for a moment that I may adjust your clothes. Although there does seem to mind that we're public while she adjusts my garb, I cannot help but feel she's treating me as if I was like a rowdy child. I'm silently ruminating as if onlookers whisper among themselves. I feel the need to speak up for myself. There's no need for adjustments. As says. Oh, just stretching. Now. Fear will always remain out because of reasons. You know, since we make so much good money, I think it's about time. Yeah. Get it up. Decent fashion. Decent food. Middling lodgings. Some servants. There you have it. Because we can afford it. Behold, I've good dole. Bring me tankards of ale, mead, and pudding. Lest you dare tempt my wrath. The man screams at the gutter girl. Even in his massive warrior sport, look at his starts of trouble. Perhaps rage would be better put to use in my lungs. Is there no one that dares face me? Cowards! What I wouldn't give for a good brawl. Authority prowess. 28. No one calls me a coward, you simple cur. Take a drink. He and I stalk around each other, each weighing our options. He hefts a fearsome axe while I grip my own soul of the volcano with judgment tightly. The terror feels cool waiting in my grasp. Concerned until first blood, but does ease my nerves. Well, I'm a berserker too, so berserker gang. Rip and tear, rip and tear, rip and tear! Spittle flying, sword whirling magnetically, and launch myself at my foe. Red mist rips through my mind, and everything is rage, blood, and blissful catharsis. The growth seems to vibrate for a second, then he explodes in fury, screaming loud enough to shake the earth, to adorn himself with a rare savagery. Form is good, Rufo, small earth. His stands for middle. We are usually matched, the victor balancing on a knife edge. He did the berserker gang too. Is that the best you got? You can't even hit me. I'll be playing defensively for a time, allowing the tired so I stay fresh. Time and again, I backpedal, dodge, and wave, and just keep keeping just over the tempting target as soon Show signs of exhaustion. Unexpectedly, he managed to swing a vicious kick from my shin, momentarily hobbling me. Still evenly matched. This'll work out just like it does in Legends, right? I'll use a legendary technique. Try to copy a famous move from my favorite book. Do my best to recall the legends in the spur of the moment. I do try to have my sword as the heroes of old. It's enough for a solid blow gets my surprise foe. He sees my second explosive fury, screaming loud enough to shake the earth, throwing himself at me with rare savagery. My opponent's still not off my blows though, but he seems close to faltering. Strike, parry, riposte, throw out a fury of rapid attacks and counters. Even my best powerful cleaves seem to have no effect. Lance's X forming in a barrier until powerful cleave sends me reeling. Before I can right myself, he's on me again. Axe flying from my head, half first, and get a face full of blunt wood. I barely even notice the sword in my grasp. Yield. I'm sorry, he says emotionally. I get angry when I'm hungry. A massive man offers his hand to help me up. His rage seems to be safe from him. I enjoyed our fight. Gladly join you, friend. I'm glad to have you, friend. Wound is all better. Huh. Sigvard returned to the confinement in small hours or more, having all successfully escaped in the night. The prisoner stole past most of the guards, it seems before being noticed by authorities, out for the restless late night walk. My shieldmate proceeded to beat Sigvard bloody, while eventually hauling her back to jailers. Excellent work, daughter. If you commit adultery one more time, I'll get you. I recognized the anxious look on my sir's face. Supreme vengeance. Mother, you must come quickly. I'm as was seen living cherries Courtier kind of. That could have told me one thing. $54. I've seen the number of its resilience and networks of grenades starting to go down, which isn't good in a long run. That's because there's about 8 outposts. 8, damn it. It's too damn many. Everybody wants to be up there. Since I have a limited time on Earth, I hope you're going to be ready to go explore. 30th of April. Remember that. You're the man to do it. You'll be leaving in 3 months. I don't know if I'll be around long enough before they decide to leave. That's what I'm most afraid of. Still be waiting. Alright. Safe journeys, Bjorn. Let's hope for good events. Now, keep in mind, he's very high prowess. His learning is average. His intrigue is excellent. Stewardship average. Martial excellent. For diplomacy, though, make do with what you can. So we'll hear what's going on over there very soon. Arrival, huh? Well, before I pass away, whenever it may be, I would like to write an epic. Commission an epic. This would be a good place. Put it here. Time to start composing. What I need is a classical tale of the grandeur of my family. The song is about the origins of the Sognsdal Dynasty. Now we are desperate for greatness. I only need someone who knows how to tell the story. Einar, the accomplished storyteller. I'm willing to spend big for this. A messenger bird brings you a message of Bjorn with an update about this expedition to Vinland. The report concerns an unfortunate if amusing incident. As the ship sailed by the beach, a crew all noticed a curious sight. The carcass of an odd-shaped whale had clearly died from recently being beached. When they stopped at that beach, some of the crew decided that this dead whale carcass is clearly a gift from Odin, and that they immediately began a feast on it. Other members of the crew were suspicious and refused to eat the meat. The next day, all the crew members who ate the meat fell ill, and then decided to toss what's left of the whale back into the sea and pray to Odin. After this, their illness dissipated. Bjorn presumes that there's some kind of message from Odin. It's an odd incident I've ever heard. It's the first bad thing. Yeah, that was to be expected. My family ethics seems to be progressing well. And some lines already sound like they'll be quoted for decades to come. But Einar has a lot of questions about the focus of this story. It'd be easier to answer if you wrote it all first. Then I could tell him what I dislike about it. But he insists that he needs answers now. It is a family history, so be generous. A messenger bird brings a message from Bjorn with an update about his expedition to Vinland. In the message, Bjorn says they arrived in a small harbor and encountered the strange people led by a certain Mishtapu. Definitely a native. The two sides tried to communicate at first, but violence broke out, perhaps due to misunderstanding, resulting in a few deaths on both sides. The strangers are treated for now. Bjorn fears they might return. Some of Bjorn's crew argued they needed to retreat as well. Others wanted revenge, or even try to steal from or to kidnap some of these foreigners. I wonder what Bjorn did. Well, he's a bold antagonist, and he's a vengeful man. But since he is a man of intrigue, this is the Innu. They speak the Cree language. Knowing him, I think he tried to raid the stranger's camp. 0% chance of failure. 26% chance that nobody's there at the camp and there is nothing to raid. 50% chance that Bjorn manages to loot his camp. 23% chance to kidnap someone from that man's band while raiding the camp. I continue reading the message. Bjorn's raid of Mittersbill's camp went well. He and his crew caused quite a ruckus, catching the foreigners off guard. Then they killed quite a number and looted many items from the camp before scurrying back to the boats. Bjorn claims that they got quite a good haul of loot, which he's eager to show me when the expedition returns. A most impressive and daring raid. Good work, that man. That's my boy. With Einar no longer my court, it's difficult for him to continue his work on family. Thankfully, my scribes will be ready to pick up the slack. He went to another court. He became a monk. He became a missionary. 9 outposts! Or try to construct a temple there. Frontier settlements in fabled Vinland are even more remote, and smaller than those in Greenland. As such, they need a lot of support. It's ironic that despite Vinland's bounty, our settlers there rely heavily on shipments and people from Greenland to survive. I've thus sent a ship with supplies and workers for the purpose of constructing a temple of Vinland. As settlers there are far from their homelands, a temple could serve as a community center. And of course, me and Altogether will be more than glad to expand our influence in this new land. While our presence in Vinland immediately puts a heavy burden on our existing green economy, I hope it'll be worth it in the long run. May our ships arrive there swiftly and safely. $55 now. I want you to get out of here. As nice as this land is, but this is slightly more developed, and it's got Stonehenge. Learning skill. You can have this. I get to keep here. Aid arrives in Vinland. Alright. Big drop of resilience. Increased by 3, now it's 58. I guess our best option is, despite the fact that the resilience and the network is going to keep going down, we're going to try to keep supporting this. Just to keep support, just go up, 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 up until we reach 80. How about a Dogville? I'm not sure that's how you pronounce it. Comes to me, etc. News. I've been listening to the latest part of your family epic. My scribes discovered something very interesting. It seems that the earldom of Vinland was never intended to be permanently in the hands of House Ute von Amel, so I can make a reasonable claim against Duke Canute. Canute would surely want to formalize that grant. messenger bird brings me a message from beyond, with an update about his expedition. It is always a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. When explorers encounter evidence of previous explorers' expeditions, in this case, Bjorn discovered an old camp used by previous group of adventurers from Europe. It's hard to say which explorer built this exactly, but Bjorn muses perhaps when he returns, he can look into the matter by comparing what he found with the records or legends of earlier explorers. Courtiers' rudimentary structures with beds and other amenities, and places to repair tools and ships. Anyways, Bjorn plans to stay there for a couple of weeks to scout the area, and perhaps even learn why the previous explorers camped here before continuing on the expedition. Truly, we walk in the footsteps of others. I'll tell you why they abandoned a camp here. Because there's outposts out there right now. 9 outposts. Everybody's there. In fact, Scotlandy, you up there. He does have a family estate, but he is not one of the people that has an outpost there. My scribes taken a number of liberties in my family epic in regards to warfare and battles. Makes her dramatic scenes, but I worry that my Hodoge has been offended and he furls about a particular scene. I'm almost relieved he finds there's not. It's all nonsense. But this part was the ancient emperor has given me some ideas. Oh, you mean my father? He was ancient himself. Wherever inspiration can be found, we should use it. Why would I need more lifestyle experience? I'm about to pass. And support Greenland quickly. They need more networks, so improve some temple. I knew that getting older would mean doing everything slower, but I didn't think it would all come to a halt until my death. Later feel constant malaise and takes everything more effort than before. I'm worried that if I lie down, I'll not be able to get up again. There is no doubt that my time's running out. I feel like I could do naught but await death's sweet embrace to claim me. How long do I have to wait? Off you go. Not long now. Please, Bjorn, hurry and return. Ah. Fullscreen of the Fullscreen has joined the feast of Aho at 67 years of age. She died of old age. One of the best fighters of her age. She was unrivaled in hand-to-hand combat. Yodan Bjord ascends to the throne, blessed with awesome knowledge of all things between heaven and earth. Bjorn's rule is sure to be legendary. So she ruled for 11 years, so well done. And they call her the Astute. That's who she was. She was quite an administrator who only fought one war in her life. And now, a young man, in the prime of his life. Who wants to be on the council? The Duke of Dukes. This man. And that person. And this. You can be there too, all powerful councils. Will please everybody. We aim to police. Not what I had in mind. But I'll start with some intrigue. I mean, I could restart that right now and just start working on this. Because fertility is not an issue. So I'd rather have this and this. I'd rather be a schemer. There's no need to cast for votes right now. And I must have a wife now. Someone with very high stewardship. It's the only thing that's missing from me. least that's somewhat of a reasonable age. I know Norse, English, and Finnic. And I was an explorer. I came here prematurely before we were able to improve the viability of it here. It says that I'm in an activity already. That's because I'm in Trondheim. I think you just have to wait for everything to register. So, please wait 1. With the passing of my mother, the responsibility to lead this last, it now falls upon my shoulders. Stand before my vassals, adjust my new crown, and stare attentively. Oh, the things I will accomplish. Long live the Crusader. For my mother, who established that outpost here. So put it over there in Jorvik. We must set down another expedition. The job is not done. And we gotta support Vinland again. And for networks. Build another temple there. Even though they just had one. And then we're gonna build another. Because I said so. Have another temple up there. For the faithful. Right. Who's going? You've been there before, sister. I believe you did well yourself, as far as I recall. So you'll do. No. Oh, you can go to Vinland? Oh. That's only if they're accepting, of course. That also increases viability. Well then. Does that mean I could do the same to prisoners? Yes, it does. Well, you can get this up first. Anyways, we need you to explore Vinland again. Well, meanwhile, we gotta get other people to volunteer. It's like, alright, who wants to go there? How about you? You're a bold bastard. Well, you are other. Okay, we need someone young and vigor. And is not afraid to die. We need somebody bold. How about you? You're the fearless villains. Well, let me convince you. Let me pay you a little. Now will you go? Yes, he will. So its viability is just increased by 2. Now it's up to 60. And we still have a bunch of prisoners from the previous one. And we can exile them if they wish to. Because there's no chance of any of that happening. Look for any bold people. People with... maybe those with the... and don't forget to bribe them even though they're still prisoners. Bold people. Bold. You. No. Bold enough. You. You'll do. Allow me to send you a little gift. And we'll see too if you can go over there. 65% chance I will accept it. Nope. That stubborn fool rejected my generous offer. kind of too late for that. Don't spend too much, remember. You do not have the means to, you know, to raid anymore. And finally, let's hold court. The whole throne room falls silent as my vassal, enters triumphantly, followed by two strongest swords who are dragging a chain bear. Smile proudly, he exclaims, "My lord, I present you a gift worthy of the mightiest ruler in the world. This magnificent beast was hunted in the forest of Regan. Now I offer to you as a symbol of my devotion and your unparalleled power." Indeed, a mighty beast for a mighty ruler. Man approaches the throne's clear counter. My lord begins speech. I represent the local community of Toronto. In the last few months, our cemeteries have been plagued with the disappearance of bodies. All but dug up and left no trace. At first we feared violence or scared part of the way. But in your own court position, was caught red-handed and all and been dead with her experience. Please put a stop to this blasphemy. Fresh, living bodies make better test subjects. Alright, Vassal, I takes turn bending my ear before the Summon. Glorious liege, give me the honor representing your royal majesty in affairs of honor. I will not let you down. I suppose these jobs have to be done by somebody. Yeah, go ahead. Aid arrives in Greenland. Keep it up. I think I've found a reason why some days are more rat-free than others, Mayor Dalla says, as she happily declares. She moves aside to reveal a servant holding a very displeased cat. It wriggles in an attempt to free itself from the scratch up arms of the servant, meowingly in a rather endearing fashion. I say this one's a successful rat hunter. In fact, it was the middle of the wrestling match with the fat one we found. What's here? Shoot up this cat? Yes, of course. Married now. As the cat rests in my lap, contentedly purring, I ponder what should I name him. Something historical, something alluding his brown fur, something describes the feel of experience on his scratch behind ears. I will name him Mittens. 144 gold for the whalers. Help me with this. Uh-oh. It failed to reach Vinland. These resources we spent on Vinland have all been wasted. I know there are some who disapprove my decision vessel and believe that the Green colony would be safer, more logical, more profitable option. Undoubtedly, many of these naysayers probably feel vindicated right now. Especially we're admittedly stating our Greenland Sun also attempt to establish our presence in Vinland. Well, we did send aid to Greenland, but it didn't reach Vinland, so that's just bad luck. And soon we're going to send my sister to explore Vinland. No mortal man can their death avert. Their deeds, their acts, their swollen worth, and all help for memory's grace. Their time of conquest ended. That face. I don't know how I quite feel about this. Aid's reached. What are the odds? Also, Mother died before the epic was even finished. That's doubly unfortunate. Well, Filder, this is going to be your second trip to Vinland. So, safe journeys. I got a bear and a cat. How about that? A messenger bird brings a message from Allfelder with an update about our expedition to Vinland. Allfelder reports that while sailing the coastline, they encountered an area littered with a significant amount of high-quality driftwood. Greenland is no stranger to driftwood, of course, as the remains of trees from strange faraway lands often get carried by the waves to its beaches. Such driftwood can be used for everything from firewood to shipbuilding. Anyways, Allfelder said it is uncommon to find so much driftwood of this quality. Thus she and the crew will spend some time gathering as much as they can to bring with them on their ships. Good find. Greenland could always use more driftwood. My goodness, 18 a month now? 1 emperor, 2 kings, 4 dukes, 2 counts. A messenger bird brings me a message from Allfelder with an update about our expedition to Vinland. According to the message, he's come into contact with a small band of locals led by a certain Orshanu. I guess he's a Beotok. They're the people of the Red Oak. The color red may be important to many societies around the world, but in this culture it has a preeminent position. Red ochre is used liberally to paint everything, from houses and weapons to people. It is used as an insect repellent. In religious rituals, it as a signifier that belongs to one belongs to the tribe. Those are ostracized and denied the right to wear this red paint. Despite the language barrier, it appears these locals have peaceful intentions and wish to trade. Members of Allfelder's expedition are divided on what to do next. Some don't want to give the locals any weapons or tools that could be used against us. Others argue it is important to earn the locals' trust and see what values they might wish to trade. Yet others feel that these locals are naive, so it's just better to steal from or kidnap them. I wonder what side to do. If I were there, I would steal from them. But this is my sister we're talking about. But naturally, since she is an analytic absolver, she's a forgiving and calm woman. I think she sensibly tried to trade with the people. 10% chance to fail the trade negotiation. 89% chance that they'll have an agreement. I continue reading the message. She and her crew had difficulty communicating with these people. In the end, neither side was able to come to an understanding. Oliver did not sense any hostility from Australia's people, but thankfully no cordiality either. After some awkwardness, Shanu and his people departed, and her people returned to their ships. In a message, she expressed worry about whether there will be any misunderstandings, future misunderstandings, or even conflict with kind of the same locals in the region. That's very bad luck there. 10% of failure, and you got it. Public debate. Oh, hell. 2 intellectuals named Arnleif and Ingemar have arrived at my court. We're looking forward to this occasion, as they're prominent in local circles for their wildly divergent but interesting interpretations of heroic sagas and other theological matters. They are bitter rivals, seek to prove the other wrong in a public debate, and I rest my court to would-be spectators. Arnleif is known as a staunch traditionalist who defends the classical understandings of it. Ingemar, by contrast, is a maverick and a rebel. Though he does not hold any heretical views, but it clearly has rather innovative interpretations of the Headed theology. In their lively discussion, both scholars prove quite adept at arguing, counter-arguing, counter-arguing, and so on. My courtiers mostly agree, neither side had the upper hand on that debate, so everyone looks at me to officially declare who won. But others go the Asko appears supporting him on, as he tells me. He proves he can always find new ways to approach the hidden doubt. Arnleif, I'm afraid to say that blimey has just considering what Odu wants to do. Well, as says, neither of them convinced me, but it was an interesting debate. That sure it was. $60 out of 80. It's gonna happen one of these days. I am going to the feast for once because I need to lower my stress. Prepare to travel to the feast. I go down to the docks to charter a boat, but the cat tells me due to the low tide, she'll be able to. I'll just leave tomorrow. On my way to the feast, I save a tavern night. The next morning I wake up, the bed bug bites all over me. This is just gonna drive me insane! Recently I feel like I'm not worthy of this. Do rulers doubt themselves as I doubt myself? I try to be a good, flexible conservative, but no matter how many times I try to change my mind, no matter how much new information I get, others of my stage seem to be better at the same time. Damn this universe for raising oneself for such heights. I'm just as good as the rest. I'm trying to be mentally resilient. Feast don't let down and find myself deep in conversation with my principal. Cars about the Blessed family, substitute page fascinating himself. Well, I'm a vengeful man. I could not care less. I don't care. I come here for some good food, and that's all I want. But the stars on the feast came as exceptional one thanks to the presence of Paris. Spoke all evening about all manner of subjects. As things would have, we seem a lot in common. I had such a good time with her. What a good evening. Thanks for the food, you jackass. Now let me pet my cat. I find Mittens outside, strutting around the yard. As soon as he spots me, he meows and saunters over, rubbing against my leg. I spend many minutes crouched by his side, petting him and scratching him under the chin. When I stand back up again, I feel lighter than I have in a long time. Thank you, my friend. I ought to go hunting. Poachers here in the Harris's woods. I hold her together out of my gun, making a poor job hiding dead hogs. We do not do this, humors. Their blades of bulls belly their words. The animal is mine, along with the fines for their lives. The local magistrates have acquiesced. Not again with the male meat. Always with the whale meat. So this expedition is a failure. Always with the whale meat. Why can't they eat good whale meat? I wonder. Okay, not till 1082. In 2 years we get to send people out to the west. we only gained prestige, but it did not affect its viability. So, oh well, try better next time. And speaking of next time, that's where we will end this episode here on the 1st of July. Okay, so now we know what to do in this next episode. And this is probably gonna be, well, at this rate, according to my own calculations in my head, I am going to say, now that there's 10 outposts in Vinland, so it's 60 out of 80 now. We're gonna be the ones to get it before they do. So you ought to keep an eye on its viability. It might go up on its own, even if it might go up on its own each passing year, which it will. What I mean is people who send out support to it. Mine didn't make it the last time, and we'll send it again in a couple of years. And don't forget to get your, well, actually you don't need a level of fame. You're an empire. You could do just that. You have the resources. But what I do not want to, again, remember, once it reaches 80, spend a whole lot. So you need to keep a lot of money before, you know. So be careful what you spend these days. That's something we have to do in the last few episodes of this series. Spend little, unless it's something that is absolutely necessary. We lost the ability to raid. And maybe perhaps before even the series ends, we can get this unlock a unique building branch of the embellished city. This is a chain, which would be another way to add a feather to the cap, so to speak, for this long-running video series here, which Greenland and Vinland have often been the focus of this here series. And all that. 12 years left. So, we hope you people have enjoyed this episode, as it's been more Vinland focused, and will remain so for the last few episodes. So, we'll continue more of this in the next one. But until then, so long for now.